You know, when it comes to our dogs, they really are our pals, our buddies, our best friend. A lot of us depend on them for companionship, comfort, and man, do they ever do some funny things that leave us with a smile on our face.
Oh yeah, but many people also depend on their dog to get through their days. Well, that's the case with Army Specialist Eric Green. So when his dog Willie went missing, panic set in.
Sit. There you go.
Army Specialist Eric Green says his dog Willie adopted him when he was stationed in Korea in 2006.
Started kind of following our unit around. He'd come out, go on runs with us and go on ruck marches with us.
So when it was time for Eric to come back home, Willie came too.
He's like my best friend, you know, we go almost everywhere together.
When Eric realized Willie was missing, he went into panic mode.
As the night got longer, that's when I started to worry.
Eric doesn't know exactly how Willie escaped, but he does know that police picked up the dog on a road around the same time Eric realized he was missing. They wouldn't be reunited until the next morning.
Couldn't even put into words losing him. So getting him back is just awesome.
Those are tears of friendship and love because Willie is more than a pet. He's also Eric's service dog. After Korea, Eric was deployed to Iraq in 2009, where he worked as a medic at the Combat Support Hospital in Baghdad. He says if something bad happened in Baghdad that year, he witnessed the aftermath of it at the hospital. Willie helps with his post-traumatic stress disorder.
He can sense when I'm down. You know, he comes over, pulls me back to reality sometimes when I'm thinking about things that I don't really want to. We didn't have that deployment where maybe one or two things happened. We had that deployment where maybe one or two things happened each day.
It's a relationship that's lasted several years, over thousands of miles, and through one scary night.
And just an interesting side note, Willie is a Shiba Inu. He kind of looks like a fox. In fact, when Willie went missing, Eric thought people might see him running free and just assumed that he was indeed a fox. Luckily, that wasn't the case.
What a gorgeous dog, and I can
dog.
see the whole fox thing there.
Yeah.
Beautiful red. Wow. Well, now, sometimes the relationship between a service member and a dog begins as a working one. So, the big question here is what happens when that work is finally done? Well, for one former Marine sergeant, it meant parting ways not only with his trusty co-worker, but his best friend. And the two have had to live apart for 4 years, until now.
With so many reporters and photographers, you'd have thought the president was arriving. But no, it was just Dino Miller, a former Marine sergeant, waiting for his dog.
He is my best friend. He is my everything.
For a year, Miller worked with Thor, this bomb-detecting dog. They served together in Afghanistan until they parted ways in 2010.
I didn't go anywhere without him, and then when I had to leave him, I felt like I abandoned him.
Miller jumped at the chance to adopt Thor once the dog was retired, not even knowing if the animal would remember him.
Hey, Thor. Thor. Hey.
The reunion wasn't quite what everyone expected. The dog didn't jump into Miller's loving arms with recognition, didn't lick his face with kisses.
I think it's all the cameras. He's too busy paying attention to everybody else.
Miller said he didn't expect Thor to fully remember him. He's had 4 different handlers since their time together.
No, I'm not disappointed at all. I'm just happy he's here.
Well, Thor joins a household that has 2 other dogs. Oh yeah, and Miller's fiance. Toss that in there too.
Well, dogs like Thor get a lot of deserved credit for the amazing things they do. Then there are the breeds of dogs that have a bad reputation for being aggressive, such as the pit bull. Up next, we'll tell you about a new class for dogs and their owners that's looking to change that.
Now, too often dogs and cats end up without a loving home. You can change that. Delmarva Life Sean Stryker is in Cambridge looking to make a pet connection. Sean?
That's right, guys. Coming up, I'll introduce you to these 2 cuties, Newt Murphy and Draco Meadows, and tell you how you can go about adopting them. Delmarva Life will be right back.